Hello and welcome to HQ Movie Review. I'm Rachel.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Brandon.
And today we watched Luca.
Yeah.
I really liked this. That was good.
It was a real fun movie.
It was nice.
Yeah, it's this is my second time watching it. I watched it when it first came onto Disney Plus. And it holds up. It's just as good the second time around.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before, and in fact, I'd never watched trailers. The only thing I knew about it was they were fish people that, it was the same concept as that one original Disney Channel movie. I can't remember the name of it. It's when he turns 13.
The 13th Year?
Yep. That's it.
I've never heard of this Disney Channel original movie.
I haven't either, but I
What?
really love that you couldn't figure it out from that description.
You guys haven't heard about the 13th Year?
No. That's what we
Really?
just
He was-
said.
so this kid, he's a mermaid, but his mom gave him up to the surface, and he didn't find out that he was a mermaid until when he was turning 13, and his scales started coming in.
But only when he got wet.
But only when he got wet, which would have been fine, except that he was a competitive swimmer.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Unfortunate.
See, I just thought it was like the other show with a bunch of mermaid girls who were humans, and they couldn't get wet, or else they just turned back into mermaids.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of.
H2O, just add water.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in that title.
I knew it was H2O and then something else.
Yeah, I didn't know about the subtitle.
Is that like a cartoon about
No, it's
toys?
No, it's live
That's live
action.
action.
Oh my god. That's even worse.
And they're Australian.
Are they? I never actually watched it.
They are.
They have very thick Australian accents.
It's very heavy Australian accents.
That title sounds like a cartoon title that's meant to sell toys.
Ironically, one of the girls on H2O, Just Add Water, was also a competitive swimmer that had to give it up because when she came into contact with water, she became a mermaid.
No, but I know that show is just full of things where it's like they accidentally spill water on each other, or they like drink water and some drips down their chin and they have to run to get away from everyone else.
Huh.
They literally, so in one of the earliest episodes, they're testing it out, and it is a single drop of water makes them go for a full 10 minutes before they revert back.
At that point, just go live in the ocean. There's no way you're gonna avoid a single drop of water. That's too much.
They don't. It's the main conflict of most of the episodes.
Good.
It was kind of came back into popularity recently through a TikTok sound where the bathroom was free after someone took a shower, and they go to wipe the condensation off and they go, I can't do the accent.
Or no, the
Cleo!
condensation.
The condensation. Cleo! Ema!
What?
Your accent was closer than Brandon's, I'll give you that.
Well, the person in the sound is making fun of Australian accents, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah.
We should find the audio and put it in. And if not, just cut out the part where I make the suggestion.
We're gonna do that second part.
That is wild. I don't really watch a lot of TikTok.
Yeah, we know. You didn't know what Bones Day was.
Nope.
Even I knew what Bones Day was.
But yeah, this is wild. Finding out about TikTok secondhand is always hilarious.
It's also fun because even if you do go on a lot of TikTok, it's a completely different environment depending on whose TikTok you're on.
Yeah, sometimes I say shit and you guys are like, what are you talking about?
So Luca.
Yes. So the 13th year.
No.
Yeah, so anyway, this was my first time watching it, and that was the only thing I knew going in. And yeah, it honestly looked really good. The characters in the beginning I thought were like Wallace and Gromit.
Sorry?
Yeah.
No, you thought they were Wallace and Gromit characters. You didn't
Well,
think they were
okay,
Wallace
yes.
and Gromit because
Okay.
that's a wild thing to say.
Okay. Yes.
Man, I thought one of those
Correction.
guys was a dog.
Correction.
There's no
Yes.
cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit.
Yes. They were styled like Wallace and Gromit, but 3D. But it was mainly just the mouths. Were very Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, Disney has gotten very good at like doing CG characters with the cartoon mouth. Like it looks like it's a 2D character like mouth, the way it's drawn.
Yeah.
They've gotten very good at that. I know that was definitely one of the hurdles of early CG where it just like did not work.
Yeah. I would say it looked really good.
Yeah.
Like I actually really enjoyed it. I was like, oh, it had that Wallace and Gromit feel. I was like, this is nice.
Yeah. Plus, just all of the different like, the backgrounds were beautiful. The water effects. I mean, obviously,
Oh my goodness,
you
the
have to
water
have good water
effects.
effects in a movie
Yeah.
about mer people. But
There was just one scene where they just held on this water shot for maybe a little bit too long. Totally justified though, because it looked amazing. And I feel like the animators was like, we gotta hold a few more seconds just to appreciate this.
Something I really like about Pixar films is that you can kind of trace, and they talk about it in some of the like behind the scenes making of stuff, the way that an animated sequence in one movie is them kind of testing out a new texture that becomes a bigger effect in something later. Like they had to really kind of nail down water in previous movies before they could make Moana and have the water be its own kind of personality. In the same way that, you know, they really had to lock down hair before they could put out Tangled. And just seeing kind of the way that they transition these things up and the way that it develops. And this one didn't even necessarily need to be hyper realistic. It had such a unique art style, but you could still have those like beautiful detailed shots like that one with the pebble beach in the ocean.
yeah, or like your hair example, like the characters' hairstyles in this were very stylized, but you could tell every single lock of hair was like actual hair follicles, and it really moved and reacted like hair would if it was somehow in that shape.
Pixar always just does really well with
Yeah.
just like upgrading their animation from movie to movie.
It felt like this one had like a really unique style to it without it necessarily being the Pixar face. Because I mean there were those sequences too. Every time they had those kind of like visual dream sequences of the Vespa, of them like kind of like him, of Luca like running through these like imaginative moments. They were always so like bright and colorful. You could tell like it took you out of the reality of their story and into this whole other fantastical thing. I think the one that does it the best is the space one when he's running on Saturn's rings, and then the stars are big star shaped and like bright yellow, and
Yeah, like they look like they're made of some kind. Like I couldn't tell you what material they looked like they were made of, but they looked like they were made of something. Like they weren't just stars. They weren't just cut out stars of like paper. They were,
To me, they kind of looked like they were supposed to be starfish.
yeah, they were definitely had more of a starfish shape, but that was an amazingly, like, that was a beautiful scene. It was visually spectacular, and then when we go back to reality, it's not drab by comparison. Like that was his dream sequences are all way more colorful and vibrant than reality, but they don't have to make reality look drab next to those, and that's really impressive, I think.
One of the things that I found reading through IMDb is that this film is heavily inspired by Studio Ghibli.
Interesting.
And that's one of the reasons that I think the animation like really stands out, because they took like heavy inspirations for that. Like Julia's costume is based off of a costume from a Studio Ghibli film.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I absolutely can see that. Every one of their like outfits fits.
Or like how their idea is just, hey, we're gonna get on a Vespa and just ride. That's real big, like Studio Ghibli feels. You just go out on the road with some cheese and bread. That's all you need.
it felt also just kind of like, there were so many ways that I feel like this kind of stands apart from what we've seen out of Pixar and Disney recently. I think another one was the humor in it. Felt like a very different voice. Where it really did, it felt a lot more kind of current in the way that the jokes landed. Like when the mom was like, they're gonna murder you. Like, that's what you're just gonna, that's all that they do, is they just do murders. And just the, when Alberto does that early string of Italian and Luca's like, what does that mean? And he just stares. And he's like, anyway, we're gonna go do this now.
The comedy's great. They see Julia's dad for the first time, and Alberto's like, that guy's big. He kills stuff for sure.
That guy definitely kills things.
Yeah.
I love Julia's dad.
Oh, yeah. He is the most, like, he shows up, and you think he's just going to be this big, grumpy guy. He has the quintessential animated grumpy dad design, where his face is a giant slab with mustache and eyebrows and nothing else. But he is, like, the most wholesome man.
He's also the same dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
He's very similar. Yeah.
He's his brother who's just born without an arm.
Yeah.
Julia's dad is the best character.
Yes.
He is.
Because he really is, like, you look at him and you are like, that guy kills things. But then, you know, he's like, well, I'm going to go look for Alberto just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case he needs someone.
Yeah. Like that, I think that was the moment we were like, oh, wow, this guy is like, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He said, I adopted these children. They don't know it yet, but these are my sons.
And that connection ends up being really important for the film, but also it's just like really nice.
Just so wholesome.
It really is good too that, you know, they're able to, a whole part of this movie is that, you know, when they change into their human forms or when they change into their fish forms, people who have only seen them as humans or people who've only seen them as fish cannot recognize them the other way. Like, his own parents are looking around like, where's Luca? Is that one Luca? Is that one Luca? Barely recognize each other. And that dad looks at them just like holding his daughter up and is like, I know who they are. I know who they are. Those are my boys.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the parents that just terrorize children around this town with water?
Oh, that was great. Hold on. Before we do that, though, I did want to just point out, I love the dynamic between Alberto and... did Julia's dad ever get a name? I don't remember.
He does have a name. I don't remember it.
It's like
just,
Massimo.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But, like, I love the dynamic between the two of them. It's very quick in, like, one of the scenes. But, like, Alberto's spending time with them, and he's, like, trying to mimic doing things one-handed. And it was great. It was just kind of, like, setting up for, like, hey, this is the end. He's going to stay with him because he's his new dad now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I love that dynamic there. Like, Alberto's a kid who's just been abandoned, so he's never really had a good father figure. And now he just has one. And it's great.
As long as we're talking about Julia's dad, before we go back to the other topic we were going to go on to, I also really like the subversion with his arm, where he shows up and for the entire movie he does not have one of his arms. His sleeve is like folded over and stuff and everything. And so at one point the boys are looking at his arm because they're, I'm not gonna say tactless, but you know, they don't know that that's rude to stare. And he's like, oh yeah, this? A sea monster ate my arm. No, I'm kidding. I was born this way. It's a really good subversion because you fully expect that to be the story and that to be like, oh, he hates sea monsters because one of them attacked him. And he just believes that they're monsters like the rest of the town. And that's how he just always was.
Yeah. He was just born without it. There was no tragic story or anything. Yeah.
And he is perfectly adapted to his life without that arm. So it's a good subversion on both of those fronts. Anyway, what was the other thing?
We were going to talk about the parents just terrorizing all of the children of this town.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Like, how did they not get arrested for throwing kids into a fountain?
There's one cop. There's one cop in this entire town, and like those kids were fine.
I love how it started with like kicking the ball into the child into the fountain.
Yeah, that kid less fine.
It and ended with her just going, "Oh well," picking up a child and throwing them into the fountain.
I'm also really curious as to what their plan was if they were right about one of them. It's like, yes, we found you, son. We've also exposed you in the middle of town as a fish person.
Let's leave.
Let's go right now immediately. We're also moving because now they know for sure there's a sea monster.
Yeah, we were just legends before.
I think it's been long enough. We've gone far enough into this podcast. They're all gay, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, listen, I know that the creator of this film was like, no, this is a movie about friendship. I don't care. I'll watch Dune on an iPhone. I don't care about the intentions. I saw gay. I'm saying gay.
What?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Why does it matter that you watch Dune on an iPhone?
'Cause
Oh, it was a
intended
whole
for the
thing.
Big screen.
Yeah, so it was a big thing when Dune was released on HBO Max at the same time as it was cinematically. The directors were furious. They were like, this is a movie that's made to be seen on the big screen. Like,
Once it's out of theaters, no one's allowed to see it again.
Yeah, they were like, once it's out of theaters, it's ruined. It's nothing. Like, you're not getting the experience. And so there was a big joke about like people with their like iPhones like watching Dune as the creators intended.
Good.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this movie is definitely like, even if it is just about friendship, it's about two friends who grow up and then date later. Like,
It's about a gay friend group.
yeah.
Because it absolutely is. Like, sea monster is absolutely a metaphor for you're gay, especially with the two elder lesbians at the end.
Right?
Yeah. We find out the two old ladies were just mer people the whole time.
Yeah. I'm like, no, yeah, they just eloped here together and live on the surface. They're wives.
Yeah, but there's also not a doubt in my mind that the girl who I'm desperately trying to get her name pulled up again before
Julia?
I forget. Julia is absolutely an angry bisexual.
I mean, yeah.
She may not be a sea monster in this movie, but she is an angry bisexual girl.
I get the feeling that there was like almost like a love triangle, and she was like, "Oh no, clearly they're together. Gonna back off." And then they were just all friends, and it's great.
Yeah. He got to go to school and he got to learn about the world.
Yeah, the school did not give like a single crap about like transcripts or anything. They're like, a new child. Okay.
They definitely had to teach him a whole lot
Oh yeah.
about being a human at that school.
Or,
He only knew how to use a fork because of the race.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even learn how to use a fork before that. They spent all that time training Alberto how to eat spaghetti.
Yeah.
He never even saw.
Not just spaghetti.
It was all of
All
it.
Any
kinds of
kind of pasta. Even lasagna.
Even lasagna.
I also love the like bit that this whole race is being sponsored by this pasta company, and like all the like lore behind it is just like what's on the pasta box.
Yeah.
Like the map looked like one of those little maps you get
It
for
looked like the
kids at
back
a
of
restaurant.
a Trix, like it looked like the back of a Trix cereal box.
Like
Can you connect the dots?
Can you solve the maze?
this race map looked like a fucking table set for a kid at a restaurant.
I mean, it is a race for children.
I know.
A traditional Italian triathlon.
Yeah. Swimming, biking, pasta,
Pasta.
eating.
So we did mention this was for children and Ercole.
Yeah.
How old do we think he actually is?
I think he was at least 19.
See, I was gonna say 17 because it'd be weird if he was an adult.
No,
It'd
he's
be-
absolutely an adult.
It'd be weird to me.
It's at least 17.
It is at least 17.
Maybe more. Probably more, but at least 17.
Well, because here's why I think it's more than 17. I'd be willing to compromise and say 18, but when he registered for the race and she was like, aren't you a little old for this? She's like, I'm 16. And she's like, you said that last year. He's like, well, this year it's true.
Yeah.
I don't think it was true either year.
Yeah, that's a good point. He definitely lied at least twice about being 16. So 18 at the earliest.
Yeah.
This
He
is an
did-
adult man.
He did also say that he's won 6 times in a row. And, like, did he just win his rookie year, too? Like, was he just so good at this at 12 years old that he just never stopped?
I mean, he probably raced like once or twice, like at 9 and 10, or like 10 and 11.
I was gonna say he probably just cheated.
That's also possible. True. Yeah.
I mean, he never really, like... The only time he cheated was when he stuffed pasta into the one guy's mouth.
He also oiled the other dude. It
That-
was unsuccessful.
Okay, so...
But he tried.
Show me in the rule book
where it says
where
you can't oil your friend.
Show me in the rule book where you can't coat a boy in olive oil so he swims better.
Now, I feel like the oil at the beginning was legal because it was the starting line, and so they had to have seen it happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
right?
he's definitely bought off the refs.
We're playing incredibly
What
fast and loose with the rules. If we're one, allowing him to race when he's clearly an adult, and two, doing the Air Bud thing where it doesn't say anywhere in the rules that a sea monster cannot win this triathlon that involves swimming.
To be fair on that point, Luca did not swim.
That's true.
He showed up in a big, like, old-timey scuba suit and walked. So he did not use his natural advantage.
And not only that, but he walked only slightly slower than the swimmers.
Yeah.
And not even slower than all of them. He was at the table when other people got there.
Yeah, so, like, the one guy was being attacked by fish, right? But I think there were 2 other seats empty when he got to that pasta table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, most children aren't actually very fast swimmers.
Especially when it comes to like ocean swimming.
Yeah.
It was also a lot less swimming than I envisioned in my mind and went, oh yeah, this is for kids.
Yeah, it's a kid's race.
I was like, oh man, there's going to be such a huge swimming section. It's going to be so impactful to the movie. And then it was just like, do 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 do, and then he just walks back and he moves on. It was like, the swimming section. You think it's going to be such a big deal, and then it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the eating section was also just like, here's one plate of pasta. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Eat it.
I feel like the real challenge of the race is eating a bowl of pasta and immediately biking up a mountain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Absolutely the challenge.
The swimming is just to get you tired.
I'm like, why are they only making fun of Julia for throwing up? I guarantee everyone throws up during that race.
Yeah, there's at least one kid that throws up every year.
Well, also the thing is, most people aren't solo. It's a team event. So one person swims, one person eats, one person bikes. The kid who's biking isn't full of pasta usually.
Yeah. Or you have 2 people. One person swims and then eats the pasta, and then the other person bikes.
Yeah. So Julia being alone is the reason that she throws up pasta every year. Also, it's every year, so that's
Yeah.
probably another factor.
I also love the bit at the beginning where they're initially making fun of her for throwing up, and he's like, "You had to quit because you kept throwing up." She's like, "I didn't quit; they made me stop."
He's like, yeah, that's worse. And you know, I don't know if I can argue with him on that.
It is worse, but it's funnier. I think that after you throw up several times in a row in this race, you should no longer be allowed to enter it solo.
Listen, she keeps paying the money to enter.
She originally didn't enter it solo. She originally had a whole team, and they were like, oh yeah, perfect. And then shit went south.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
this year.
Also, I like how in the movie race, she's like starting to get that like, oh no, she's gonna puke, and then like the movie stuff happens, and in the excitement, it's totally fine.
I mean, she like holds it down.
Once she made it to the top, like once you're going downhill, that's it. Like you're
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is like there was a good bit left of going uphill, and then like the plot started happening, and then all that she just made it up, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible that she probably just would have not thrown up this year either way.
Yeah, I thought it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You got over that.
It was a non-issue, but also we have bigger things. We have bigger proverbial fish to fry.
I feel like if they hadn't shown her at least gag once, then we would have like, what do you mean she threw up previous years? She's fine.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about the surface people. We haven't really said anything about like their lives underwater and how that was. I thought those scenes are also good. I really like that the fish here are livestock and not like sentient like they are in The Little Mermaid, because it makes it way less weird when we like show people eating fish.
Except they kinda are sentient, just a little bit though.
Just a little. They understand speech, sort of, but they're also just when the movie opens, Luca is a shepherd for fish. He's a fishard. And the fish they're just like sheep. Like they bleat and everything.
They are specifically goatfish,
Yeah,
which is actually a species of fish.
Yeah, they're goats.
And it's great, but there's a part where he like guilt trips one of the fish into like spewing out some of the smaller ones. And I'm like, that's intelligence there.
Well,
That's not an animal.
That's like when you look at your pet and you're like, what do you have in your mouth?
Yeah.
Spit it out.
I guess.
And if they're like good, they actually do.
If they're good, they spit it out, and if they're not, then they start running away. Either way, they understand what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just because he said it was just like
Yeah.
Like he was just like, I'm gonna guilt trip you into letting them go.
Yeah, my point is none of them were like talking and singing like Flounder from The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
So when Luca and Alberto go and like help Julia's dad catch a bunch of fish, it's not like super gruesome.
Yeah.
It is absolutely stealing the livestock from the society down below, though.
Yeah, because they absolutely know where those they know where the fish are going to be because those are their fish.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this time of day, the fish will be grazing here.
Well, they weren't the same kind of fish that we saw them farming, so maybe those were just the wild animals.
Oh, yeah, that's just another person's fish farm.
Oh,
That's worse.
like it'd be kind of similar to how it'd be like, all right, we raise cows and sheep and pigs, but over there, that's where like the wild squirrels are.
I was gonna say wild boars, but I really like your wild squirrel thing.
They were smaller fish, so I was like, what's a smaller animal? It's a squirrel.
All right. I mean, not a necessary part of your metaphor, but
But
go
yes.
off.
Yeah, but it's like that's where the things we don't domesticate and eat. That's
Yeah.
where those are.
You land monsters, you can have those.
I like how all of the sea people have fish last names.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
I didn't catch that. What were their last names?
I couldn't tell you what they were right now.
The biggest one was the Branzino family.
Yeah.
Not a big fish person.
Well, yeah, you're just a normal person.
You walk
Well,
right
that's
into
our
that one.
podcast.
Anyway, what kind of fish is that?
Fish, I don't know.
I know it's a fish. I'm not a marine biologist. I just know it's a fish.
Okay.
In Spider-Man Homecoming.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, you needed a better transition.
Sorry.
Hold on, no, we're coming back. We're coming back. In Spider-Man Homecoming, like during Homecoming, when he needs to steal Flash's car, we cut to Flash, and he's like driving with his date, and he's like, sorry, I know when Branzino is fresh, and that wasn't fresh. He's clearly complaining about like some meal that they're leaving, and the thing there was Branzino is the connection there.
See, I thought that you were gonna reference in Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield when he goes to have dinner at Gwen Stacy's, and she goes, "Do you like Branzino?" And he's like, "Oh, I love Branzino." And he's like, "I don't know what Branzino is," and it's fish, and that's how I knew that it was a fish.
Why is
important
Spider-Man
thing
teaching everyone this random fish?
Yeah, the important thing is that Branzino is really important to Spider-Man lore, and if you didn't know that, Josh, I don't know what to tell you.
I guess you're just a fake Spider-Man fan.
Honestly.
Oh, I hate it.
I feel like that's the exact method of learning that caused me to be like really good at my high school trivia team. Cause I was on like a school sanctioned quiz bowl team, and I
You
was
mean like Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
like Spider-Man. Except ours was more like casual, like knowledge, and I was specifically the team's ringer for random weird shit that nobody else knew.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter facts.
Well, obviously. The important thing is that you pick up information from everywhere and then you keep it.
Good.
I keep every piece of random nonsense that I've ever perceived right up here, and maybe someday it'll show up on a trivia.
Mind Palace.
Good.
I really like that the boys have the same level of aspiration as Beast Boy from the Teen Titans. They just really want a moped. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the end goal.
Oh, yeah. Especially considering, like, they don't ever say Vespa in Teen Titans, but every time he imagines it, it's just a Vespa.
And his like, what he thinks he's gonna do with a moped is really close to as realistic as what they think they're gonna do with a moped.
Don't we all as children think that freedom comes in the form of a moped?
I'll be honest,
Yeah,
Beast Boy made me want a moped too.
it's Beast Boy's fault, honestly.
Yeah.
I remember it was like a step above, you know, the little like cars that like you can fit two toddlers in,
Like a
Oh,
Power
like the
Wheel.
like
little
the the
the
Power
electric-
Wheel Jeeps.
Yeah.
There's like a step above that, and it is like a 10-year-old sized Vespa, and I wanted that thing so bad. And my mom was like, absolutely not. Number one, it's not street legal. Number two, where do you think you're gonna go with that?
That's not important. The important thing is that I would have it.
Freedom really does come on the wings of a Vespa.
I'm really considering making the episode title "On the Wings of a Vespa."
There's a reason I said it. I was like, that's funny. I'm just gonna put it out there.
We didn't actually go back to talking about like what their life was underwater. We got sidetracked after the fish.
About the fish, yeah.
After fish herding. But like obviously we don't see Alberto's home life because his home life is living alone in a tower. But Luca's home life is like, all right, well he's like the fish herd, but then also like he lives with his mom and dad and his grandma. And his grandma is just like the coolest.
Yeah.
Like his mom's like, "You're late. Where were you?" And his grandma's like, "I got you." Comes up with a cover story instantly. And then she's just like, "Oh yeah, no, I go up to the surface all the time. It's totally fine."
That's the kind of grandma that says, here's a beer, just do it in the house.
Yeah. You're gonna drink anyway. Just do it here where it's safe.
Yeah. I'd rather know where you are while you're doing it.
I mean, a little bit less than that because they had a vague idea of where he was.
I'm sure it's fine. Don't get caught.
Yeah. That's where she is.
If you get in trouble, you know how to call me.
One of the we mentioned Alberto doesn't have much of a life underwater because he kind of just like goes between collecting shit. One of the theories that I saw, which is really sad thinking about it now, people theorize that Alberto's dad was named Bruno,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why he yells Silencio Bruno all the time.
Ooh.
Oof.
I was kind of curious about where the name came from because, Josh, you don't watch trailers, but the trailers have the scenes ordered where in the like they meet Hercule the bully, and then they show us the Silencio, like the first Silencio Bruno scene.
Oh, okay.
But they don't tell you what the bully's name is. So, watching the trailer, you get the idea that the bully's name is Bruno, and that's why he's like, "Oh, you've got a Bruno in your head." So this entire movie, I was like, I know his name isn't Bruno, but it kind of is.
See, trailers ruin movies. I'm just kidding.
Stop that.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do. The trailers for this did not.
I understand how some people, when they watch a trailer, they're then instantly like, okay, now I need to see every single scene that was in the trailer in the movie, and I'm not going to care about anything else now. Like, you can just get stuck in that mindset sometimes.
Yeah. I think Marvel has actually done a good job of breaking us out of that mindset, because Marvel's like, yeah, we'll put fake stuff in the trailer. What about it? You saw the movie, didn't you?
We'll gaslight the heck out of you.
Yeah.
You want to see a trailer? None of this exists. This isn't even the movie you're about to watch.
Do you remember the Infinity War trailers where the Hulk was there the entire time? Yeah. That's funny.
So I've been scouring the IMDb user reviews for this movie. There weren't that many like fun facts that I found. The main fun fact was that it wasn't heavily inspired by Studio Ghibli. And then all the other fun facts were like, hey, this is something in Italian. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Cool.
You know?
Considering the subtitles, like half the time just went, we give up. It's Italian.
Yeah, true.
So I have a little game that we can play. It's our little podcast within a podcast.
Oh, good.
Freaking real it's dangerous territory.
I'm going to read to you the title of the user review, because you give like a title for the user reviews on IMDb, and I want you guys to guess the rating that they gave.
How many stars? Like, what's the range?
It's from 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, 1 to 10 stars. First one. Worse than Soul, better than Cars.
2 stars.
7.
6.
I want to hear the mindset behind the 2 stars.
I was gonna say 3. Okay. Sorry, let me backtrack because I did forget that there were 10.
Okay.
Out of 5, I thought it was gonna be a 2.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna amend mine to say 4.
Okay. Anyone else want to give reasoning? 6 and 7.
I liked. So they said it's
Worse than Soul, better than Cars.
See, here's the thing.
You guys didn't.
I've only watched half. I've only watched exactly half of Soul.
You guys didn't like Soul enough to finish it over the last like 6 months.
Oh, I haven't seen any of it because he refuses to finish it.
You can
I
watch it on
also
your
haven't
own.
seen it.
I finished Soul, and then I set the timestamp back to where you stopped watching it.
But I do really like Cars, so I'm not the person to like try and fit a movie in between these in that order. So I figured 7 was a safe bet.
And I figured 6. Also for very similar reasons.
I also just feel like it wouldn't be particularly high of a rating if you're bookending it between 2 other movies.
That's fair.
So, the answer is 8 out of 10.
8 out of
Ooh.
10.
Yes.
Did they add any more information in the rest of their review?
Oh, I didn't read the whole review. It's like fucking the people that leave reviews on IMDb leave like 5-paragraph reviews about movies.
They're writing like essays.
There was one person that like broke down why they gave it a specific score based on cinematography, voice acting, animation, and all that shit. I was like, I'm not reading through
Well,
this.
that's impressive.
I'm just gonna do 2 more. This next one, a Christian review.
Oh,
Is that the title?
low stars,
that is
very
the
low
title.
stars. That's the whole
the
thing.
That's the 2 stars.
I'd say 5.
Oh, I'm gonna drop down to 1. I don't think that if that's your title, it's down to 1.
Now I did read some of this one.
Okay.
And I picked this one because I knew it would trick all of you. They gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
Now, this person is definitely in denial. Because they say they held off on viewing the movie because there were lots of articles talking about the boy's sexuality. And then they say it was crazy people making stuff up to fit their agenda. And the movie was simply about friendship, loneliness, etc. This last one.
Wait, no. We're going back. We're talking about how this is gay. This is definitely gay. Even if it wasn't written as such, the way that this resonated with so much of the LGBT community as like as experiences that they had, as how they, felt afraid to come out. This is a coming out story.
Yeah, it's super, like, it is super obvious. Like, if you look at it even a little bit through that lens, like, the whole movie, you're just like, oh, that's definitely, like, like, there's so many references to it.
Like, it can be about friendship as well, especially with that kind of ending sentiment of, like, the world may not you cannot.
Some people won't accept him, but some will.
Yeah, some people in the world will never accept him. How is that alone? And then he's like, but some of them will, and he seems to know how to pick out the ones that will. Like, that, I don't know how you can look at that and not see it as like subtext for current like world stigma.
It is also wild that we watched 2 gay cartoons in a row for this.
Yeah, we really did, didn't we? One of them was anime. The other was anime inspired.
Go check out the Promare episode.
Please. Okay. Last one. A kid's version of A Shape of Water.
I'm really glad they made the joke, because I really thought hard about making that joke.
I will say I've never seen that movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what it's about. Do you not know what it's about?
Pull up the pictures.
I feel like you have to know. We've talked so much about The Shape of Water.
Well, how long ago did that movie come out? That was pre-Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
B or A?
Did you just say that The Shape of Water was pre-Backstreet Boys?
No, it's the
Wasn't it?
Backstreet Boys World Tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, see, I've seen this image, did not watch the movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie either. I know what it's about.
I other than I guess there's a relationship between this fish man and this woman.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not the whole thing.
Yeah, that's all I know though.
That is all that I know. I know that people want to fuck the fish man.
Okay, she specifically wants to fuck the fish
specifically
man.
that for her.
How did we get here?
The title of the user review is
Oh,
a kid's version of A
that's
Shape
right.
of Water.
I mean,
Except there are
okay.
2 fishmen.
So I'm gonna go with 5, and I also just want to say that me repeatedly calling low numbers is not a reflection of how I feel about this movie. It's just the vibe that I got from a lot of these reviews.
Yeah, like that. Problem is, I don't know how this person feels about The Shape of Water. They could love it. They could hate The Shape of Water.
I don't know, here's the thing though, is based on what we've seen about these other reviews, it looks like you don't really review unless you have something good to say about it.
That's the opposite of how
There,
Yeah.
there are 700 reviews on this.
Yeah.
I
And-
picked the ones with the best titles.
Yeah. And usually, when people review things, it's because they have a negative opinion.
I'm just gonna say 8.
I'll say 6.
Rachel got it right. It's
Hey!
I did read some of the comment on this one because I was like, what the fuck? They thought it really was just like an animated kids ripoff of A Shape of Water. And I'm like, okay, sure.
So that person did only watch the trailers.
They only watched the trailers of either The Shape of Water or Luca. They didn't watch both of them.
Anyways, that concludes our game. I did not keep track of points.
I got one. Rachel got one. I don't remember who got the second one because we were all way off.
I think we all badly hit a low score on the second one.
I think I was the closest. I think I said 5.
God damn it, it's a tie. I gotta find a fourth one.
We gotta find a fourth one.
I would have just lived with the tie, honestly.
No, we have to have a winner.
Okay.
Speaking of winners, while he's looking up, I did want to point out, I did find it hilarious that Juliet did not win. Specifically, she was on a different team.
Yeah, no, the boys win the race by a technicality.
It's not
They
even
get
the
the-
boys. It's Luca.
Yeah, I guess it is just Luca.
It's just Luca.
by himself. And so he gets the trophy, and Alberto and Julia celebrate with him.
She got the assist. She
She nearly killed Urkel.
tried to murder that man.
To be fair, he was trying to murder her friends, so it's...
And he was also doing, like, the most ridiculous acrobatic stunts.
Yeah, this dude was surfing on a bike.
He was standing as straight up as he possibly could be standing on a moving racing bike. Those things have no tire.
On a moving racing bike going downhill on a cobblestone path while holding a harpoon.
In a lightning storm.
Clearly, this man has what is he doing in this tiny down home race? Go do something else.
Go do the Tour de France.
Yeah.
If you feel that strongly about your cycling, go to an adult competition and see how you stack up.
Honestly, he'd probably do pretty well.
Yeah, based on his ridiculous acrobatic ability.
Then again, he was kind of garbage on the uphill section.
That's true. The kid who just learned how to ride a bike 3 days ago did pass
Luca was
him.
way too good at learning how to do anything with his feet.
Well, it's because he was... Here are my two theories. One of them is not a theory. It's just straight up fact. He was training with that cart behind him. He had big resistance on that bike while he was training. So
True.
once you don't have that extra weight, it's easier. Second, this one's the theory. Fish swim.
Yeah,
All right, so far so good.
Leg strength.
except he doesn't use his leg.
Well, he
He
uses
uses
his leg a little bit.
Tail.
Like, he's got his tail, but, like, where's that tail strength go when the tail gone?
Where does the tail go?
Yeah, I don't know. Does it just disappear? I mean, I don't think the tail strength goes to his legs.
Where does the tail come back from?
It just comes.
No, but when they're wearing the fish pants that already have a hole cut for the tail, it makes sense that the tail goes away and the pants still work. But then they go in the water wearing human pants, and the tail is still
Yeah,
there.
where does it come out from? You're right.
Yeah, because it doesn't break the pants.
Yeah, because then they dry off and the pants are just fine.
And every single pair of pants in this movie are incredibly high-waisted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everyone is very stylish.
Also, it's like all their clothes look like the material, like a clothing material. Like, I think there's like a felt shirt at one point. I swear I could see like the little fuzzies. It was crazy. The clothing was ridiculous.
I mean, yes, it was very good, but it's...
But yeah, going back to your tail thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, so you had another...
Yes, so there are a few honorable mentions that I want to give because they were very good titles, but they weren't good for the game. Calamari by Your Name.
Can you upvote these? Is there some kind of voting system?
I would probably have to create an account and log in, and I'm not going to be the person that has an IMDb account.
I mean, it's kind of your job.
And there was one that just said Pixar Does Ponyo.
Fair, all right, yeah.
Which is accurate. Anyways, the final tiebreaker. Luca, more like Vespa.
Wow. It hurts to go from those grade A titles to this. This is somebody's they're working on their stand-up routine, but they don't really have a joke to go after it.
That's the most neutral tiebreaker title. Is that going to be high? Is that going to be low? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, this person's just writing jokes, and they're not super good at it.
This person's just out here doing a bit.
Just so we are clear, it is Luca ? More like Vespa, and that's it.
Is there
Yeah, I
punctuation after Vespa?
No, there is not. It's Luca ? More like Vespa.
6.
I'm gonna go 8.
7.
3. You all went the wrong way.
See, I got from that as
I
like,
knew I should get 5.
like it felt like they were gonna like with the joke, and then here's like why I like this movie. Apparently not.
I had no idea. I was just picking a middle number.
I was also just picking a middle number.
Who won? Someone had 6, right?
Yeah,
I had
that's
6.
Rachel
gets 2
wins.
points.
Hey!
This person's comment, very short. All this movie is about Vespa. Ocean monsters. The characters are entertaining, but Luca's friend just becomes an a-hole by the end of the movie. I wish they were in the water more, but it's just an ad for Vespas.
It didn't make me want a Vespa now, though. Is it? It like,
This person was just furious that Vespas were a central part of the film.
they have an off-brand like moped, and they're just really upset by that.
The worst part, 6 out of 11 found that helpful.
Ooh.
That concludes our game. Rachel, you won.
Yay!
You get nothing.
Well,
I
can
will
I
s-
get a Vespa?
No.
Can I get prize money to exchange for a Vespa?
Unfortunately, we don't have any like Italian money.
Can I get the big sandwich that our titular villain eats?
Titular?
Luca's the real villain of this movie.
Okay, but like that betrayal,
The betrayal
the
was
double
bad.
betrayal,
The
that was
betrayal-
real rough.
The betrayal also hit me as like one of the iconically queer coded moments of this movie, because it really just felt like outing your friend to protect yourself in a, well, I mean, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was
but it
literally
felt
that.
like, yeah, but it felt like it felt like a queer experience.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Josh and Brandon had nothing to say on the matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like that Luca immediately was like, "Oh, I've messed up. I need to go apologize," and then he did, and it wasn't like a fake apology or anything. He was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that." That's nice. A lot of cartoons will go for like the, "Oh, well, they're gonna apologize, but they're gonna mess it up, and we're gonna drag this out." Like, no, he did something in the spur of the moment. He realized it was wrong. He went and apologized, and then he tried to like fix it. So once again, good job, movie.
Good story. Do we have any closing thoughts?
Well, real quick,
Okay.
I saw one price tag for a thing in this entire movie, and it was a price tag that was on the Vespa that they ended up buying, and it said $9,000.
It said $9,000 specifically.
It's a U.S. dollar.
It had
Okay.
a dollar sign.
I was going to say, because I saw the 9,000 and I thought it said US dollars.
It could be like, one, it doesn't make sense that they'd be using U.S. dollars. I think that was just because it's for like an American audience. But two, maybe it's just like $90 and we just couldn't see the period there.
Maybe. But assuming it is 9,000.
Why would you assume
What?
it's
That's a
9,000?
big assumption.
How would you assume that garbage Vespa was $9,000?
Because
The
that's
point.
what it said.
Yeah, it definitely looked like 9,000.
Can we go fact check this? I feel like this deserves to be fact checked.
Yeah, the
before we
movie's
start
still here.
assuming it said $9,000.
Where are you going? It's nope.
No,
That's
do not.
that's all. Click the box. No. We were already there.
That is 9,000. Okay, that's not U.S. dollars.
It's not
Definitely
U.S.
not dollars.
dollars.
Can we zoom and enhance?
That's definitely not euro either.
That's
Pound.
That's
That's
pounds.
pound.
pound.
Why are they using British pounds in Italy?
How much is 9,000 pounds?
A
That's
fuck
a
ton.
lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So this little shitty Vespa is on sale for £9,000.
Can we see if there were price tags on any of the other ones?
Yeah. What if 9,000 pounds is like not a lot at this time?
It would have to be in the future.
Pounds ever not been good?
So I'm doing currency exchange right now. 9,000 pounds at our current exchange rate is $12,089.71. Now I'm going to try euro if I can find it on this.
The other one doesn't have a price tag. You
No.
can.
Yeah, so there's no price tag on the other ones. So this one shitty Vespa is 9,000 pounds.
9,000
Not
pounds.
weight. Cost.
9,000 pounds is 10,623 euro and 4 cents.
Euros have cents?
Well, it's 0.04 euro. I don't know what change in euro.
That is so wild and funny because that is the most ridiculous price gouging.
That also implies that the prize money for this children's triathlon is at least 9,000 pounds.
I gotta say,
Well,
I understand why Erica Lee cheated now.
Yeah.
He won this 6 years in a row. For a child, that's a great income.
Yeah, shit, man. I'm 16 too.
I get the feeling this is one of those things that you weren't actually supposed to look at.
It was funny though. I saw that in the movie. Spur of the moment, just went, what? I didn't catch what the currency was, and so I just was like, it's got to be some other currency. But going back, it's hilarious that that's actually not even U.S. dollars. That's pounds.
Well, now we also need to talk about how the resale price of this Vespa purchased one singular train ticket.
Which I really think is just like, yeah, this Vespa is garbage, and also the pound is worth like nothing in whatever time period that this movie takes place in.
I have made a discovery.
Oh.
There was an Italian currency that used the same L symbol from 1861 to 2002.
Alright, so
Okay.
it's
Wow.
probably that.
So if I can find an exchange rate from 2002, we can see.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems like a good estimate for this.
Because, yeah, it's not in the 1800s because there's motors on the boats.
Yeah.
And Vespas.
Josh, you don't know how old the Vespa is.
I would almost argue that it would be a little bit earlier than 2002 because they are using, like, landline phones.
Yeah.
And there's
True.
no implication of, like, other phone. But then at the same time, I think that the further back we go, the higher dollar price is worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't tell. Okay, so Italian lira is completely obsolete now, right?
Right.
But on this website that does currency exchanges for you, it's still being updated because I guess you can still use it. Because it was
Okay.
2002, so some old person is still gonna have their
They're 19-year-old
their
money.
night. At the current exchange rate, that is $5 US.
Yeah, that's you know, I feel like that's a bit more accurate.
The whole Vespa was $5.
You ate this big ass thing of pasta, you biked up the mountain, here's $5. That's less than I think they had to pay the entrance fee.
Well, they only paid like 3 bills, so whatever the entrance fee was probably like 30 cents.
Wow.
They had to bring in that whole boat of fish for 30 cents? what's the economy like here in
Listen.
Porto Rosso?
It's a fishing town. Fish are not going to be expensive there. It's like trying to sell oranges in Florida. They're everywhere.
I'm still stuck on this Vespa costs $5, and also this Vespa is worth exactly one train ticket.
I mean, he didn't say it was exactly one train. Like, he said he sold it and he bought a train ticket. There may have been money left over.
I sold our joint Vespa that you bought with your prize money, Luca. Anyway, here's a train ticket to go to school. Goodbye. Don't ask where the rest of the money is. This was an expensive train ticket and only one of us could go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found something that has the rates from 2001, and it's still not good.
Okay.
The conversion rate is 0.0004 in 2001, which is much higher than it is now.
So it's $3.60.
I also came up with the $3.60 as well.
One Italian lira is 0.0004 US dollars.
Yeah, that's $3.60.
9,000 times 0.0004.
Yeah, that's what I did. 3.6.
What was it and what is it now?
Let me go back to the other website.
One of us has done this incorrectly.
The other website has 0.000006.
That's the one that I'm
How many
looking
zeros?
at.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the live lira price.
Yeah. That's 5 cents and 4/10 of a cent.
Yeah. That is 5.4 cents. Or 1 Dogecoin.
So
don't
so
follow
the
crypto.
website did just display it as 5.2, and I assumed it was dollars.
Cents.
So it would have been $3 in 2001.
So I'm looking at the Italian lira Wikipedia page now, and I guess even in 1998, values of 5 lira and under as currency were only for collectors. So I think that this was also just the kind of thing where it was a very inflated currency.
Yeah. You need 9,000 of them for anything.
You know, a loaf of bread, a Vespa,
Yeah.
a train ticket to get the fuck away from there.
Oh, it was first introduced by the Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy. At par with the French franc.
I know that's just what it's called, but French franc sounds funny.
Okay, so the banknotes, I guess, were ranging from 2,000 to 500,000. So I guess it operates in those volumes, or the bills. So this 9,000 being not a lot makes a lot more sense now.
I
But
still
now
don't think
I'm-
that Vespa is only $5.
Yeah,
It's
now I'm also
$3.
furious that Vespa is wildly underpriced instead of wildly overpriced.
Oh, wait, do the banknotes come in different colors? We can see how much they paid as an entry fee.
They do actually. Hang on.
So, yeah,
It
so
was
what are the
like
pink ones?
3
The pink
whitish
ones,
pink ones.
I'm looking at the pink one right now. That's 50,000.
So they paid 150,000 to get in, and they only won 9? What?
We don't know that they only won 9, but that is
Also, her dad paid more in entry fees than just buying this Vespa.
Can you, if you still have it, can you exchange 150,000 lira to US dollars?
Alright, so it's 0.000006 times 150,000. That is 90 cents. Oh wow, I was right. It's 90. Yeah.
Yeah, in current US dollars, it's 80-ish. 88
Cents.
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 It's a cheap ass moped. Beast Boy should just go to Italy.
Do we have any final thoughts beyond that?
I think I said my opinion on this.
Are we gonna talk about Sacha Baron Cohen
I did have
being the uncle?
I did have Uncle Ugo as one of my notes, but I was honestly content to just let that slide.
I think that we should just close in on Italian lira.
Yeah.
Anyway, tune in next week for more fun currency history. This has been HQ Movie Review. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Jack.
I'm Brandon.
Have a good night.
And catch us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else you get podcasts.
Yeah, that was natural.
Hey, it's me, Uncle Ugo. I'm here eating some whale carcass in the bottom of the ocean.
They don't all need a stinger.